Hello and welcome. Thank you for stopping by this channel, a space where I share helpful knowledge, simple but powerful tips to make each day lighter and full of positive energy. Today, let's talk about something incredibly important, yet often overlooked: how to keep the mind sharp, alert, and active at any age. Have you ever walked into a room, ready to do something, and suddenly forgotten what it was? Or started telling a familiar story, only to pause midway, searching for the right word? It's common, especially as the years go by. But don't worry, the brain is just like a muscle. If trained regularly and in the right way, it can stay healthy, quick, and flexible for as long as we live. In this video, I want to share with you 6 simple yet remarkably effective brain games. They're not only excellent tools to improve memory, focus, and logical thinking, but also bring daily joy, a sense of youthfulness, and mental positivity. Let's start with the first one, a familiar classic that never goes out of style: crosswords. Each time you work through a crossword puzzle, your brain connects pieces of memory, knowledge, and vocabulary that may have been tucked away for years. It's an excellent exercise that keeps the brain agile, clear, and responsive. Just 10 to 15 minutes a day with a simple puzzle on familiar topics can make a world of difference. And there's nothing quite like the small victory of filling in that last word. If words aren't your favorite, turn to numbers, Sudoku. This logical puzzle helps develop patience, focus, and clear, structured thinking. Each correct number placed feels like a tiny reward for the mind. With regular practice, you'll notice improvements not only in solving puzzles, but also in how you approach everyday problems and tasks. Another simple but wonderfully effective game is the Memory List Challenge. Before heading to the store, try memorizing a list of 5 items instead of writing them down. Over time, increase the number to 7, then 10. For more of a challenge, group them by category: fresh foods, pantry items, household needs. This is more than just a memory exercise. It sharpens the mind and helps you think in an organized way in daily life. And of course, there's the timeless joy of memory card games. Flip 2 cards at a time and look for matching pairs. It seems simple, but it strengthens focus and observation. Even better, it creates wonderful moments of connection when played with children or grandchildren. Moments filled with laughter, bonding, and love. These small habits, practiced regularly, become gentle mental workouts that keep the mind clear, confident, and energized every single day. Let them become part of your routine, just like a warm cup of tea in the morning. If you found these ideas helpful, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. There's so much more to explore, and I'd love for you to continue this journey with me. Let each day be a day of clarity, curiosity, and joyful discovery. Welcome back to the channel. It's wonderful to have you here again as we continue exploring simple yet powerful ways to keep the mind sharp and active every single day. In the previous part, we talked about games like crosswords, Sudoku, memory lists, and memory cards. Small practices with big impact. But that's just the beginning. There are more ways, gentle, enjoyable, to challenge the brain and help it stay vibrant and strong, no matter the age. One activity I'd love to share with you today is puzzle building. Don't think puzzles are just for children. A box of hundreds of tiny pieces is a magnificent challenge for an adult mind. At first, looking at so many scattered pieces might feel overwhelming. But little by little, finding the right piece, fitting it into place, and slowly watching the picture come together, it's deeply satisfying. Working on puzzles strengthens patience, focus, and attention to detail. The brain must identify colors, shapes, patterns, and spatial relationships. It's a beautiful blend of visual memory and spatial thinking, abilities we often neglect in daily life. But beyond all that, finishing a puzzle after hours or even days of patient effort brings a profound sense of achievement. It's also a quiet reminder that moving step by step, piece by piece, can create something whole and beautiful. I once spoke with an older friend who said, "I never thought I had the patience for something like puzzle building. But when I completed my first puzzle, I felt my mind become calmer and clearer. And during those hours, I didn't worry about anything. It was just me, the pieces, and focus." That's one of the greatest gifts of puzzles. Peace of mind and the ability to stay deeply present. Another practice that's simple yet surprisingly powerful is learning one new word or phrase every day, in your native language or even in a new language. The brain thrives on learning. Picking up one new word each day may sound small, but it's a powerful mental boost. It forces your mind to remember, connect, and apply new knowledge. Start small. Each morning, choose one word you don't use often, or a word from a subject you're unfamiliar with. Write it down, say it aloud, and try to use it in conversation throughout the day. Over time, your vocabulary will expand, your ability to express yourself will become clearer, and your thinking will feel sharper. If you enjoy it, you might even take it further by learning words in English or another language that interests you. Learning something new every day is one of the most effective ways to keep the brain awake and eager. I've met many older people who believe they can't learn anything new after a certain age, 60, 70, or beyond. But that's a misconception. The brain is always capable of forming new connections, as long as we give it the chance. Learning one word a day isn't just a memory exercise. It's a way to feel alive, to feel you are still growing, evolving every single day. And there's one more beautiful exercise I'd like to share. Storytelling. Each day, pick a story, something you've read, heard, or experienced, and retell in your own words. You could share it with family, friends, or simply record your voice and listen to it later. Storytelling challenges the brain to organize information, recall details, and express thoughts clearly. It improves long-term memory, verbal communication, and builds confidence. One older gentleman I know began recording his life stories after I suggested this. Over time, not only did his speaking become more fluid, but he found himself feeling happier and more confident. And the most wonderful result? Those recordings became cherished memories for his children and grandchildren. Storytelling is not just brain training. It's a way of preserving moments, wisdom, and passing down something valuable to the next generation. All these practices have something in common. They are simple, accessible, yet wonderfully challenging. They keep the brain thinking, focusing, remembering, and learning, and they fill life with satisfaction and joy. When practiced regularly, they sharpen the mind, improve memory, and keep the spirit young and full of life. If you find these ideas helpful, please like the video and subscribe to the channel so we can continue this journey together. Let each day be filled with new things to learn, new curiosities to explore, and a sense of wonder that never fades. Welcome back. It's a pleasure to continue this journey with you, a journey of nurturing the mind, keeping it flexible, clear, and full of energy. We've talked about brain games, crosswords, Sudoku, puzzles, memory lists, storytelling, learning new words. But today, I want to share more, because keeping the mind sharp is not just a task. It's a joy, a habit that can make every single day richer and more meaningful. Music, as I've mentioned, is a natural tonic for the brain, but it doesn't stop at listening or remembering lyrics. You can combine music with movement. A simple dance or even light exercise set to music helps both the body and the brain work together. As you move to the rhythm, your brain processes signals, coordinates your movements, remembers patterns, and maintains balance. This is a complete brain workout. Most importantly, it brings happiness, uplifts the spirit, and keeps you active. You don't need to be a dancer. Just standing up, swaying your shoulders, or moving your hips to a familiar tune can awaken both the body and the mind. Another wonderful exercise for the brain is solving riddles and puzzles, logic problems, word challenges, or games where you need to find hidden patterns. These puzzles force your brain to reason, arrange information, and form hypotheses. At first, they may feel challenging, even confusing, but that very sense of being challenged is a sign that your brain is working. And the joy that comes when you finally solve one of these puzzles, it's like a wave of satisfaction washing over you. Every time you solve a problem, your brain forms new folds, strengthens neural connections, and becomes more resilient. And then there's a timeless practice of playing strategic games, chess, checkers, or even dominoes. Playing these games is more than entertainment. It teaches your brain to plan ahead, predict outcomes, and adapt strategies. Every move requires thought, analysis, and focus. Whether you win or lose, playing strategy games fosters patience, concentration, and the ability to think calmly under pressure. A good game is not just a battle of moves, but a wonderful exercise for your brain at its highest level. There's one more activity I encourage everyone to embrace: handwriting. In a world where we type on phones and computers, picking up a pen and writing by hand is a powerful exercise for the brain. Each day, write something small, a note to yourself, an inspiring quote, or simply your thoughts of the day. Handwriting builds a connection between your hand and brain, sharpens focus, and strengthens memory. Studies have shown that writing by hand enhances cognitive functions, improves recall, and keeps your thinking agile and clear. And perhaps most importantly, never stop being curious. Ask questions every day. Why is the sky bluer today than yesterday? Why does a leaf change color? Why do some people remember things more easily than others? Curiosity keeps the brain awake, searching, learning, and growing. When you ask questions, your brain begins to search for answers. Whether you find the answer or not, the process of thinking and wondering is the most precious form of mental exercise. All these small actions add up to something powerful. I want you to remember, keeping the mind sharp is not something that happens overnight. It's a gentle, consistent practice. There's no shortcut, only the steady rhythm of daily care, curiosity, and moments of joy found in small challenges. Your brain is ready. It wants to be engaged, to learn, to discover. All you need to do is give it a chance. If you found value in what I've shared today, please like the video and subscribe to the channel so we can continue this journey together. Each week, I'll be back with more simple, practical ideas to help make life richer, brighter, and more fulfilling. And remember, mental clarity and youthful spirit aren't defined by age, but by habits and how we care for our minds each day. Thank you for being here and listening. Let's continue exploring, growing, and making every day a beautiful opportunity for discovery and joy.